Okay, I'm starting this early because I wanted you to see how beautiful the campus is. This is Penn State Abington. Hopefully it'll stay on this time. Ding, ding, there we go. Okay. And I'm going to undo one of these knots in here. I should have done this earlier, I'm sorry. But if I don't do it, then I'll never get anybody's faces. Yeah, there it is. There. Okay. Now tie this up. See if this does. See if this works better. I think I got the right height now. We shall see. Is it still on? Yes. We are blinking. We're doing good. Okay. Did I lock it? Yeah. Okay. We're good. Okay. Where do you want me to go? Down through here?
Follow those students, man. That should get you down there.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Am I gonna fit? Woohoo! I'm good. Thank you. Hi. Down the hill. I don't know if you can see, but look how beautiful it is here. It's beautiful. Just beautiful. And these little paths that go down through the woods. Whoa! I better find some place to tie this. It's not going to stay up. It's going to blow over. Flat Earth down by the pond. Hi guys, there's something, is there some kind of party or something?
We have some events going on campus
Okay,
today.
well how about that, if I'm right near this pole here, I'll be out of the way, right?
Down there a little, yeah.
Right, that pole, right there, light pole.
Is it
2913?
Yeah, it's just this. It's not a big deal.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe that pole up here. Maybe if I come up here at the end. Yeah. Come take a picture. This looks perfect. This looks like a perfect spot. Hey guys, you can look up some information on this.
Thank you.
Evidence never hurt anybody. Hey, would you like to look this up? Okay, so I'm here. I can't see. Am I still on? Yes. I get that little blank. Look at this beautiful pond. How sweet. It's 11:30. Things are going well. It's, I gotta call Dave.
Thank you.
Yep. You can look and take a picture if you want. Hey, can you get Mike to give me a call today? Marshallak. I don't... Well, tell him to give me a phone call. I don't think I have his number. Or he can email me if he doesn't want to call. Well, it's 11:30. I just set up. They're so sweet here. They're very nice. And I'm... not yet. He said he wouldn't be here till noon. And it's 11:30, so I set up. Yeah. So, yeah, if you would tell Mike Marshallak, that would be great. Okay. Yeah, but, you know, if you're going to leave now, then I'm not going to be here, like, I'm only going to be here until, like, lunch is over, like, maybe 2 hours. So I wouldn't be too excited about coming. It'll take you that long to get here. All right. Call the hyperbaric place. That's more important. Yeah, that's right. Call the hyperbaric place instead. Thanks. No problem. Okay, bye. Hi, girls. Can I give you these? This is what I'm handing out. Excuse me, guys. Do you want one of these? That's what I'm handing out for my setup today.
No, thanks.
No? Evidence never hurt you. Looking up stuff never hurt you. I have a display over here if you'd like to look up anything.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Did I get you guys?
Yeah, we got one.
Oh, okay, good. have a couple scratches on this. I thought I'd touch them up. This is what's nice about the banners, is that you can just take a magic marker and you can touch them up. Of course, you should be really careful and not scratch them in the first place, but sometimes you can't avoid it. Just try not to go over any of the words, right? This might go a little slow in the beginning until some kids come out. It's like 11:30 and I guess they all kind of get out for lunch and whatnot, right? This is better done in a more controlled environment. But, so if you guys want to fast forward, that's okay. But you know what? I'm going to talk about 5:11. Now that was my life verse. I had that verse as my goal in my life for years and years and years. You know, so it's not like it's something new. But I'm not the only person who has that verse, and I'm sure that other people are going to adopt it, and I would be thrilled, because if everybody had that as their life verse, then we would be exposing corruption all over the place. Don't you think? And wouldn't that be great? We'd have a wonderful world. I mean, you know, I thought about that is, you know, Jesus is truth. So if we had a world ruled by truth, wouldn't that be like Jesus coming back? It would be like Jesus ruling for 1,000 years, wouldn't it? If we had truth. If the people, Jesus in the hearts of the people, wouldn't that be something? And I'm wondering, is that really what he's saying? Is that what he means? That once we find out what truth is, and we all figure out we've been lied to, he's going to be in the hearts of men for 1,000 years. And so is that what it means? Hi, would you like to look this up? I have a card. So I got this, I got to be careful about throwing these in the car because they're getting scratched. Shame on me. Shame on me. Ba 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 da 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 da. It's really nice how this blue just matches. I should remember to pack some lozengers. That way I can don't have to be dependent on water, which is not always good for a throat. I mean, it's cooling, but it's not as good as a lozenger. I like those Ricola ones. Those are good. I'm really bad on these banners. I'm doing them injustice. Sometimes I gotta throw them in the car to get them up in the front long enough. I should think of another way, or put the towel over top of the hinge that it rubs on. It's actually hot here. It is hot. Oh, I do have a little drink. All right. There's the phone. What time is it? 11:42. Hi, would you like to look up some information? Yeah, it's going to be a couple of minutes. It's going to be at least 15 minutes. I think I'll just stop this. No, I'm afraid to stop it. Now that I'm on campus, I don't want to stop it because what if, you know? I don't know. So, Come on down here. Maybe I won't have it on this trash can, so I can open it up more. And slide this down. Then it can be open.
How you doing?
Okay. Here's a card. You can look up. These are my 3 favorite videos that I started out.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm gonna keep that for you.
You never studied this before?
No, I don't study flat Earth.
No. Did you ever study? Did you ever study anything about your Earth?
In school, yeah, when we talk about atmospheric issues and galaxy, yeah.
Did you ever study the curvature?
Curvature of the Earth.
Yeah, that's something we never studied in school.
I can't say it comes to mind.
Yeah, don't you think that would be something they'd want us to know?
Who's they?
Like the school teachers and administrators, they would want you to know, hey, you know, based on a 24,901 mile equator, there should be so much curvature per mile. Like this formula right here, 8 inches times a mile squared. And that way we can go on a field trip and say, oh, look, I can see Atlantic City from Wildwood, which is 32.6 miles away. And wait a minute, according to the curvature formula, I shouldn't be able to see it. It should be under 681 feet of curvature.
No, thank you.
So that would make you wonder, now, what's going on? If there's really a spinning ball, we should have curvature somewhere. And look, we have these, we can see this 102 miles away, the island of Capria. So, I don't know, we're not seeing curvature.
Yeah.
So this is the flat Earth map. There's the North Pole's in the center. Antarctica goes all the way around the outside edge. And Captain Cook logged in 60,000 miles following the edge of Antarctica. So that would go along with this map.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Sorry, I got to go on this one, but
that's all right.
What do you say about, are the space trips, are they imaginary, or are they real?
Yeah, you know what?
They take photos of the Earth and...
That's funny. They're really not photos. There's only one photo, and that was taken through a porthole. Okay? So it was circular that way. But as you can see, the photos, that, in quote marks, we get from NASA right on their website. The same diameter yields 2 different sizes of the United States. And that can't happen if the proportions are correct. So we have questions where that's concerned.
Is the Earth the only flat planet, or are they all flat?
Well, the reason you asked that is because you were taught the Big Bang. And the Big Bang said something exploded and all this debris was hurled out, started spinning, and then they all turned into spinning balls. Okay? But what if it wasn't a Big Bang at all? What if it was something that was created and it's flat and it's a circle and there's actually a dome over the top? Now you would have to say that can't happen from a random event. You would have to say that, I would think. That would mean humans were also created and placed in there, and all life was placed inside that snow globe or terrarium or whatever it is. So I think that's why they're creating this spinning random event, so they can say we're just animals.
But in actuality, the whole thing's been created and humans were placed inside of it by...
That's as far as by whoever you think it is. I don't know. All I know is...
Somebody did, or something.
Somebody, whatever. But you have to figure that out. I'm not going to tell you what to believe.
Sure.
And all I know is I go to the edge of Antarctica, which is right there. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
And I don't know anything past that.
Okay.
See, so I'm just giving you information.
Yeah.
And if you want to look it up, then you have to think critically.
So, and then I want to finish on the same question. So, is the Earth the only flat planet?
Okay.
I know.
I know what you're saying. So the Big Bang says that all these things happen. Well,
are there really other planets?
Well, they were always called wandering stars up until maybe 80 years ago. Now they're called planets. Okay, so they can fit into the Big Bang model.
Is there a moon?
Our moon? Yeah. You can see it during the daytime. I don't.
Flat?
All right, when you look in a telescope, what do you see? You see a two-dimensional object. You do not see a three-dimensional sphere.
So it's flat facing, like we're flat like this and it's flat facing us like that?
And you know the moon only has one face all the way around the world.
It doesn't rotate.
All the way around the world. They just see it from a different angle,
so
but it's
flat like this and we're flat like that.
See, and in the daytime you can see through it because it's blue. The shaded side, the shaded in quotation marks again, it's blue. And at nighttime, you can see white dots through it, and we think, oh, well, maybe it's stars back there. So you have to look at things with different eyes, you know?
Yeah. Well, listen, thank you.
And you are, sir?
My name is Willie Williams.
Willie Williams, Marilyn Teed. Nice to meet you.
That's an awesome name. I love that.
Willie Williams.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you feeling?
Doing well.
Infinite clothing, but it's not an infinite universe as far as I can see. You can each have your own to look. Now this little, down here at the bottom, it says Flat Earth 101/YouTube. Those are my 3 favorite videos I started with 2.5 years ago. So that'll take you right to that where you can look them up. But if you have questions, I'd be happy to try and address them.
What was kind of your journey just as far as like when you started thinking about Flat Earth? To like...
I didn't start thinking about it. I used to have some friends, we would get together, you know, and they said, hey, did you know that somebody said we didn't land on the moon? And I said, oh, you're crazy. Of course we landed on the moon. I saw it on TV, right? Okay. Yeah. So I started looking that up. I'm just a curious kind of person. And I started finding all these crazy things attached to that, you know, like that movie Capricorn 1. I mean, that kind of describes how they could have faked it. Okay. So, and then when you're looking at that moon kind of stuff, other things pop up, and Flat Earth popped up, and I just dismissed it. I said, that's just wacko. Yeah. And the second time I said, oh, those poor delusional Christians. But I am one, you know. And then the third time I said, okay, if there's something to this, then there has to be a working model. And I went looking for that. I'm kind of an intelligent sort. My dad was a math teacher, my son a physics major. So I'm curious about things. I want to know. I want to know the truth too. So that's why I started looking into it. And this model made so much sense to me that I couldn't deny it. It's, you know, when you think about a spinning ball running through space, this is what they teach you in the textbooks. You have a spinning ball and it's going through space. All the planets are trying to keep up with it. And then you get these blue spirals. That's what they teach. But what do we have in reality? What's reality? This. That's leaving your aperture open on Polaris and you get concentric star trails. So how do you get that in reality when you're taught that in a textbook? I don't think it matches up. So I'm questioning this sincerely and strongly. And this is what I take down to the seashore. We've been to Ocean City 3 times, and I'm not going to hit them with it.
I'm just listening to what you say.
But whenever you go looking at a horizon, especially on the water, a horizon will always be at eye level. You could be up in a plane, be on Mount Everest, on 120,000 a weather balloon, 120,000 feet high. It will always be at your eye level. And that has to do with perspective. Perspective is something you have to study. You don't understand what you're looking at. So when you understand perspective, then you can see how things can look differently. You know?
One question.
Okay.
I've been on Mount Everest and it doesn't look like a plane.
It doesn't look like a plane? Yeah. Where was the horizon?
The elevation?
No, the horizon. The horizon, you look out, you're not going like this. You're going, hey, look at the horizon. It's out from your eyes. That is perspective. You know these railroad tracks continue, but you can't see them. But you know they do. Look, and with the horizon, it's only 2 planes coming together, so you get the line, okay? But with railroad tracks, each track is a plane and they come together, so it goes to a vanishing point. You ever heard that term before? Vanishing point. Okay, so yeah, you got to look into that.
Thanks for sharing.
Hey, thanks for stopping.
You got it.
You'll be much smarter if you look into this. Even if you don't accept it right away, you'll just be smart by studying it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Didn't think ever at it. Somebody just showed.
Okay. Yeah, I have cards where you can look this stuff up. These are my 3 first videos I ever watched. And that started me out. 200 proofs will get you a good chunk of information that you can go study and look up. And then you have to study what you don't understand. And all these blocks here, 143, that's of the 200. So when you watch the 200, which is on the card, you'll see all these pictures again. You don't have to memorize it. Do you have a question?
No, I'm just
okay, you're just looking. Yeah, good. That's cool. All these books here were written by doctors and scientists, and they're being censored in the schools. No offense, Penn State, but these are all being censored. I have about 2 or 3 of these books. You ought to get them and look at them sometime. Okay, why would they not want that information? Here's Michelson-Morley, Michelson-Sagnac experiments, Airy's failure. They all prove that the Earth is stationary. So, yeah, you can look at it all you want. Take a picture, I don't care. There's no Coriolis effect. Those videos down at the bottom, you can look them up. Just type that whole thing in there, and I'll be on this website, too. You want to look that up, bud? Okay. Yeah, but he doesn't believe in the flat Earth. But he is a creationist, and he does not believe in evolution. So, yeah. I don't believe in evolution either. I don't see the DNA changing. And Archaeopteryx is no transitional fossil. All you know about fossils is that something died. You don't know if it had kids or anything. So there's just too many holes in evolution.
I have a question.
Sure.
So what creates our days? Does the sun go from here to here, or is the Earth just flipped
okay.
over?
Yeah. So, you know, they tell you the sun is 93 million miles away.
Okay.
Okay. Do you really think so? I mean, look, 10 minutes ago when there was a cloud over it, I was cool. Now I'm like really warm, right? So the sun is not 93 million miles away. It's very local, very close, and a whole lot smaller than 400 times the size of the Earth, which is what they tell you. So we have a close, small sun. And there's an experiment they say happened with Eratosthenes. You ever hear him? He put 2 stakes. He put 2 stakes in the ground. And he said, oh, the Earth must be curved because I got no shadow on this one and I got a shadow on this one. So the Earth must be curved. Well, that could also happen, the same results, if the sun were close and low. And directly over the one and not the other, see? So you have to think outside the box and say, what makes more sense to me? Now we say that the sun is here like this. It's like this. Wait 1 second. And it could be a sphere, but it also could be like a flashlight. Like the moon, you only see one face. Sun could also be the same kind of thing. Now, do you know there's free-flowing electricity up there? Did you know that? Did you hear of anything from Tesla?
From when? Yeah, it's.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's 2. Tesla said, I want to give everybody free electricity. And J.P. Morgan, the greedy SOB, said, where do you put the meter? Oh, you can't put a meter. This is free for everybody. It's the world. You know, Tesla was a good guy. And they destroyed him. And when he died, they confiscated all of his notes and equipment, and there's weeds growing all over his laboratory and whatnot. So, no, the people who control this world are greedy, and they want to be free from accountability. That's why they invented the corporation. Do I say every corporation is bad? No. But the idea of a corporation. Did you know that every one of you are a corporation? Look on your driver's license, it's all capital letters. You gotta look into these things. It's like a never-ending...
Corporations are teaming up together to convince people that the Earth is round. What is
they are?
I don't know. I'm asking.
Oh, that's a question? Okay.
Yeah, what does corporations have to do with the Earth being round?
Okay. The reason why they're doing the Big Bang round globe spinning and through Earth is because they want to create a sense of fear in all of us so that we depend on them for safety and security. Okay? And now wait, you see, you guys are young, so you don't like know this kind of stuff yet? I know, but I did too. I have a degree from Ursinus in business and finance. Okay? So good. So you should look this up. So it's about control. If we're just random, if everything is random, then it's survival of the fittest, or the guy with the biggest gun gets to make the rules, right? That's what it is. But if there is a creator of some sort, or some civilization created this realm, then we got to find out what rules do they have, and we got to go by those rules. And those rules could even be physics rules. There are rules of the universe, right? Aren't there rules of the universe that we can't deny? Well, see, now I'll get to gravity. Gravity is the big G. That's their G, their God. Because they want you to believe that it all pulls us towards the center of the spinning ball. I think it's something else. Instead of being pulled to the center, does anybody know what a torus field is?
Yeah.
Okay, a torus field. It's electromagnetic, correct, and it looks like a plain donut. Looks like a donut with a hole in the middle. Okay, I think that's what our realm is all about. I think it's a torus field. The electricity comes up out of the North Pole, which they don't show us the true North Pole. If you look on ancient maps, you will see a different thing up there. Well, I think it's called Mount Meru. And it has 4 rivers coming out of it. So look that one up. I don't have a picture of it here. But the electricity comes up out of the North Pole and it creates the aurora borealis in the lower atmospheres. The magnetic electricity excites the elements in the atmos. Now, has anybody seen a neon sign? Has anybody seen a neon sign? Do you know that's just gases excited by electricity? That's what the aurora borealis is. They're just different elements in the atmos up there. Then it goes up, electricity goes up and around, and it goes through the sun, which I believe is a filament, like a light bulb. It's a big freaking light bulb. That's what the sun is. The moon could be a negatively charged or a dying sun of some type, I don't know. But that's what I think it is. That free-flowing electricity is coming around and it's like a big donut with a hole in the middle.
So are the other planets flat?
So, I'm sorry?
Are the other planets flat?
Okay, so you're going to the planet question because you believe that you know, there was a big bang and everything was thrown out and it's all spinning and everything is a ball. Well, all the planets used to be called wandering stars. And they are, we believe everything is within the dome. And I'm saying there is a dome because you have to look up lightning sprites. You know the soft drink Sprite, S-P-R-I-T-E. Look up lightning sprites. They come off of the dome. You can see it. So there is something up there. Also, Admiral Byrd, when he went down to Antarctica on the expedition, he lost a dozen planes because they kept crashing into something they couldn't see. There's some evidences for the dome, but we have never been there. So somebody has been there because now the Antarctic Treaty in the 50s, after Admiral Byrd was done his exploration, they created the treaty. We have not had a world enemy since the Antarctic Treaty. All those 53 countries that signed onto there are all in cahoots to fool us. We are all getting sent, our men are getting sent to the Middle East to install a central bank. So those rich trillionaires can control the world, just like the mad, what are those movies? James Bond, and who is that? That bald guy. Oh, I want to control the world. Yeah, it's crazy, just like that.
So does like Kim Jong-un know the whole deal? That's why he wants to blow everybody up?
Well, they just say that to make him look like an enemy. He's right on with it. Every country that has a NASA, did you notice that they all have the vector in their symbol? You have to look at that. They are all on the same page. And there are no pictures from space. Why wouldn't the Hubble telescope turn around and take a picture of the Earth?
Why did it have to turn around?
It's not happening. We don't have any pictures of the Earth except for one that they took out of a porthole. All the others are composites. Look up Robert Simmons, and he's a guy at NASA who puts these composites together and photoshops clouds in there. I mean, it's like a crazy, fascinating subject. You will be a lot smarter, even if you don't agree.
Flat Earth.
But
How does weather work on a flat Earth?
a whole lot better than it does on a spinning ball. You know, there's weather control too, but yeah, I'm not going to bring that up. Look, here's your spinning ball. That's your spinning ball. Okay?
Yeah, what's at the edge?
The spinning ball.
Two-sided?
Okay, if we're spinning, if it's a 24,901 equator, and we're spinning in a 24-hour day, how fast is that globe spinning?
Very fast.
1,000 miles an hour at the equator. How come we don't weigh less at the equator? How come all the water's not like over the land at the equator? Because it's spinning so fast.
What other planets you way less there because of different gravity?
No, I'm talking about centrifugal force only.
Yeah, which works for a spinning object.
Okay, so it's not doing this on here.
Oh, wow.
Miss, the Earth is a trapezoid.
Hey. Hey, you.
The Earth is a trapezoid.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's a
The edges
You
are-
look familiar to me.
Yeah, I was studying the
I know.
trapezoid psychology.
I think there's a lot to this that you guys got to know.
The Earth is a star, actually, too. Because we're all stars.
You know what? You can go to class.
I don't have class. 'Cause
I know.
it's a star.
So listen, anybody else? Did you know this is the flat Earth map, the closest one we have? North Pole's in the center. Antarctica goes around the outside edge. Number 35 on the video, you will see it. Number 35 on the video. They might not get a card. Everybody has a card. You don't want a card?
So if it's flat, it's got an edge. What happens when you get to the edge?
The edge is Antarctica. That's what's holding it all in. All the oceans are flat with each other. Look, there's a curvature. Oh.
Yeah, but what
Curvature formula.
happens when I get to the edge?
I don't know. What did Admiral Byrd find? What did he find? You don't know who that is? Why not?
How do you go from Japan to...
No, it doesn't make sense.
So you said you
I don't even know what the Earth is, honestly.
yeah.
Are we even alive? Is this even life?
These are the questions. So if we step off Earth, we'll just be on Mars.
There is speculation. Admiral Byrd said there was more land beyond the South Pole. He said there was more land. We don't know that. There are other maps.
But if it's flat, there has to be an edge.
Yes, Antarctica is the edge. Look up Operation High Jump. There's a treaty. We cannot go near Antarctica.
Can't go there.
We are not. It's militarily protected.
So they realize once you get there, you're going to fall off.
No, it's,
Deep space.
you know why they do that? They tell you all that stuff, so you laugh at it and you mock it and you don't look it up. You gotta look it up. Yes.
Due to gravity, wouldn't like a disc shape, it always comes in on itself, doesn't it? Like, so wouldn't that fall off?
Why do you know that?
Gravity, I don't think we're being pulled down. I think we're being pushed down by diamagnetism. If any of you are intelligent enough to know about electromagnetism, you might want to look up diamagnetism. I don't think we're being pulled down. I think we're being pushed down.
We're not. Pulled down.
You have no. Push down is diamagnetism. Pull down is gravity. Did you have a